appreciate you coming back. Unless that's your first time, then welcome. All right. The opening today, it was from a group called the New Reformation Dixieland Band. It's a local Dixieland band. Actually, they formed in 1972, but they have some members now are from college, so kind of all over the place. It was fun. You go to a concert and suddenly you're the young person there. I've hit that point in life where it's like, let's go to some place where we will be the young people. And I think there was one younger couple than us, but it was a nice crowd of people. I guess they were really popular around here, and it was very good Dixieland. Kat says hi. Kat's already bothering me. It's so, want to sit now? Just want to sit? Kat's channel, he knows it. In the background today, we have going on, yeah, Lance Joy. This came out in 2014. I'm trying to think why I bought it. I mean, it's not bad. It's good music. I must have read something about it, but haven't played this in a while. Hey, listen, I'm trying to talk here, okay? And I would show you my shirt from Fathead Brewery, but obviously that's not happening right now. I was in Canton, Ohio, and for dinner went to Fathead Brewery. They're all over the place with their beer. But for those that follow on Facebook, you already know this. I ordered on the menu. I'm looking at the types of beers. I'm no expert. I just looked for something that's really kind of odd. Why is that? And let's give that a try. Well, they had Cinnamon Toast Crunch beer. It was to give you a breakfast type of taste. There we go. Cat's down. He's decided to sit down. So I had it. I will say I don't drink dark beer. It was a dark beer, but it was smooth, really smooth, with a cinnamony kind of a taste. Probably the cereal tastes a little bit better, but it was something different to try, so that's what you got to do, right? If you don't try it, you don't know. So it's pretty good. Canton, Ohio. Fathead Brewery. I needed a new t-shirt. I was afraid I would run out of t-shirts. God. All right. I think we're ready to go. There's not a lot of samples this week. Most everything was blocked. It's just one of those weeks. Like, well, I must have popular stuff this week because it's all blocked. Bob, tell you, one of a highly anticipated album. I said the Drive-By Truckers was highly anticipated. Here was another one. It's Texas Sun from Khruangbin and Leon Russell. They get together, and it's a 4 LP EP. Nice clear. Both groups are from Texas. Khruangbin is out of Houston. Leon Bridges is out of Fort Worth. So this album is their tribute to Texas. And what they do is they intersperse within here. You will hear gospel, zydeco. You will hear some country, R&B, Tejano, even some rap, some Texas underground rap. It's all melded in here. Khruangbin was opening for Leon for Leon Bridges, and he's one of those new soul singers. He's been going around in the teens here. Beautiful voice. I have a few of his albums. And as they were touring, he told them, he says, "Man, I would love to do something with you guys, and we could put our music together." Well, he wrote these lyrics, and Khruangbin got them. And then they created this instrumental that surrounded the lyrics. It's called Texas Sun. I'm going to play you a sample of that one. And I pray to God it's not going to get blocked. It says it won't, but who knows? It's brand new. It is just an incredibly beautiful song. So you have the feel of Khruangbin, which is basically drum, bass, and guitar, but real spacey guitar. But suddenly when you listen in there, there's steel guitar going on. There's a psychedelic guitar. And by adding these extra instruments, it is just amazing. It creates a whole new feel to the music of Khruangbin and to Leon Russell, and it's dreamy. It is beautiful, beautiful stuff. I just absolutely loved it. There was a song, the second song is called Midnight, which is more of an R&B song, but it just this nice groove. On the second side, there's a song called Seaside. Seaside. What they were jamming, and it was this 40-minute jam, and Leon Bridges heard it, and he just got in, and he began to compose lyrics during this jam, this 40-minute jam session. When they were done, they edited it, and they edited it down into a song, and it is like, think Marvin Gaye, I Want You. You think that album from the 70s, just that sultry, sexy feel to it, because Leon Bridges, I mean, this man has a sexy voice, and the music, it's incredible. It is so neat. What a great song. And then the final song is called Conversion. It was about Bridges, his conversion to Christianity around 2012, and he uses a little rap in there, again some more R&B. I thought it was the weaker of all the tracks, but this is just a nicely put together album. Really enjoyed this thing. I was so looking forward to this thing coming out, and it did not disappoint. There's a download. I don't know if I'm covering that. There you go. Can you get that? All right. Whoever the lucky person is that wakes up really early in the morning to watch this, I know there's a few of you. Hey, you got yourself a download.
Sexy son, say you wanna hit the highway while the engine was. Come on, roll with me till the sun goes down. Texas sun, oh yeah. Texas sun, caressing you from Fort Worth to Amarillo. Come on, roll with me till the sun dips low. Texas sun, Texas sun, oh girl. Texas sun.
Number 2 this week. Coming in, we have the Barracudas. And the Barracudas, this is Through the Mists of Time. Kind of a nice blue vinyl, rarities from 78 to 81. And this comes off Bump Records, which really does a lot of great stuff. And I always thank Vinyl Richie for that. He got me into that label, and I went on and found out about them. So these guys are out of London, and they called it English surf rock. Didn't know that was a deal, huh? But it was. It's garage rock and kind of with a surf rock type feel. They lasted 79 to 84, kind of all broke up, did 3 albums. They did come back in 05, and they've done some things periodically, at least a couple of them. When they started, they called themselves RAF, but then changed their name to Barracuda after the Standell song. And this is just fun garage rock. There isn't anything, they're not like, making, treading new ground or anything. It's good garage rock with a surf rock feel. And I'll play a snippet of it so you can kind of hear what it sounds like. I enjoyed it. It was just, it's a good, fun album. If that's your genre, then you would really, really like this. It's very listenable, nothing really crazy. I get it's the rarities. Only have 3 albums. I don't know how many rarities really you get, but it was enough to make a blue vinyl on there. So, nice pickup. All right, now we're going to go into, how about some Van the Man? You know, when I look at my collection, the amount of Van Morrison albums I have is pretty incredible. And I've just been buying them through the years. I got into Van Morrison in 1989. That's when I finally go, hey, this guy's pretty good. Took me a while. I just thought kind of older, you know, not my deal. But now I've been pretty much buying it, and so here's some of his later works for the most part behind me. But he's prolific in the 2000s here. He's already done 15 albums. So the first one, and I got all these 4 albums as I hadn't bought them. This one I actually bought in CD, but the other ones I hadn't bought. But Barnes & Noble half price sale. So why not get this stuff, right? I mean, it's at a great price. Let's just do it. And, woohoo! So the first one here is Keep Me Singing. This one came out in 2016. 36th studio album. Isn't that crazy, huh? That's a lot. Actually, it was his highest charting album in the U.S. charts. It charted at number 9. It was his 3rd straight album that charted in the top 10. This one here, kind of, you know, he just has this cool mid-range vocals going on. He's not hitting the high notes anymore. It's okay. He's in his 70s. We forgive that, all right? It has this really jazzy kind of feel going on underneath it. He does one song, Caledonia Swing. If you listen to Van Morrison, you will hear the word Caledonia. I mean, it's in titles all over the place. He's really obsessed with it. It's an area of land between northern England and Scotland. I believe it's called Caledonia. I think the Romans named it that way. Believe it or not, I am not an expert on English history. But he really, it's a mystical place for him, I guess, because he does a lot of songs dealing with Caledonia. Just good stuff. You know, all of these albums, are they like his 70s? No. He's just out there making some more music, but showing, you know what, he's gotten more with a kind of a jazz background. I mean, he's a jazz guy. That's what he likes, and that's what he puts on this. This is a little more rocker than some of the others, but still real nice jazz feel. Then in 2017, he did this one here, Roll with the Punches. And I should have done this. Here's the, got that? Okay. That's the download card for Roll with the Punches. Here's the download card for Keep Me Singing. All right. So Roll with the Punches, this 37th album came out in 2017. And is it on anything special? Clear. All right. This is more blues and R&B oriented, and you listen to it, you really get that really cool feel. He just really wanted to explore it. And really, it's the first time he's done a full-length album exploring blues type music and R&B. It's a 2-album set. You know, you could hear. You know, he went in and took music and inspiration from Little Walter to Sister Thorpe. You can hear that. You can hear all of it in there. There's a lot of harmonica. Again, part of that whole Little Walter thing, and just this classic blues feel. You know, Blues Guy Vinyl. If you like, you know, with your blues, you would really enjoy this album. So Roll with the Punches. Just nice blues feel to it. In 2017, though, Van the Man, he was saying, hey, I'm doing really pretty good here. I'm putting out another one. So he put out an album called Versatile. And none of these, of course, can I give you samples on, because Van Morrison's not big on to letting you do samples. And this one had basic black vinyl, so you're not going to see it. It's Versatile. Another one, 2017. This, he really explores the American songbook. He did write 6 originals, and took some of his older songs, especially from the 80s, but put them into a real jazz feel. So that's what you get out of this album here. But he looked at the golden jazz age of swing, kind of before rock and roll came in. But don't get me wrong, there are a few of them that would be more rock and roll, but like Making Whoopies on here, Take It Easy Babe, Cat Says Goodbye, Unchained Melody, he does do that. But for the most part, it's pre-rock and roll, done with a jazz type feel. It's called Merciful. And the final one I picked up, and they all had download cards, so this is like the day of giving downloads. You're Driving Me Crazy, and he did this one with Joey Francisco. Joey Francisco, he is an organist but also a trumpet player. I did this one in 2018. Again, this is more a jazz-oriented swing band type feel to it. Most of this was recorded live in the studio. These actually do open up. I kind of cheated you out of all of that, but I know you'll get over it. There wasn't anything super incredible in there. And it is on black vinyl too. So this album, there's more spontaneity to it. They kind of went in there and just began recording live. Just a fun jazz feel. Traveling Light, Close Enough for Jazz, All Saints Day. He's just, it's just music that Van loves. And that's it. He's at that age now. He's not doing anything crazy. He's doing music that he loves and that he likes to listen to. And that's what you're going to hear. And there's the download card for that one. All right. Got all those? 5 downloads, 1 video. Wow, man. Get up early. Hey, you made out. Going to Sonny Rollins. This came out in 1962, and it's What's New. Kind of funny, he had disappeared for a year and came back in 62, and this is what he did. When Sonny Rollins, he's still around. He's 89 years old. He's born in 1930. And, when he first started, he played with Miles Davis. He played with Max Roach, Clifford Brown. He played with Thelonious Monk. I mean, he played with a lot. But in 1957, he went solo and began forming his own groups. After 60, he disappeared for a year and then came back. Well, in 1960, he went to Brazil with Ella Fitzgerald. And he heard the music of Brazil, and it intrigued him. He really liked what he heard. And at that time, in the U.S., they were trying to make a dance craze out of Brazilian music. Basically, the bossa nova and the samba. They were trying to, let's make this into a dance craze. It really didn't click. I mean, let's face it, really rock and roll was going. We were doing the twist, and not the bossa nova. But jazz loved the sound of it. And Sonny Rollins, his mother was from the Virgin Islands. Oh, man, you don't need to step on that, guy. There. So he liked his mother being from the Virgin Islands. He grew up with this Caribbean feel and listening to the sound of that music. So he was intrigued, and he put this together. And there are a lot of congas in here. This does have a very Latin tropical type feel. Absolutely love this album. It's really nice. I was looking at a book. It wasn't listed because I don't think it's come out in CD before. So, but this was fun. If you like the bossa nova samba type feel to music, this Sonny Rollins What's New from 1962 would do the trick. In a little more blues vein, we got Fleetwood Mac. This is the vintage years, it's called. 2-album set. I love the Fleetwood Mac blues period. I mean, these guys were students of it. Especially Peter Green, who really was one of the founders of Fleetwood Mac. He came out of John Mayall's Blues Breakers. He was a big follower of Chicago blues and of B.B. King. But he also enlisted let me think. Jeremy Spencer. Jeremy Spencer. So he came in from John Mayall's Blues Breakers. I mean, John Mayall has to be getting pissed off by now. Why am I losing all my blues guitars? But Jeremy Spencer, he loved Elmore James, and he was an actual student of Elmore James, and you can hear it in the slide guitar work on these songs. So this just goes back and looks at the Peter Green era and takes the really deep blues songs and puts them together on an album. And they did quite a few blues albums. You know, when I think Fleetwood Mac, really, I think of like three periods. The first period's the blue period. The second period's the transition when Bob Welch came in and they began moving to commercial. And the third period is when they hit big, the commercial period when Lindsey Buckingham came in. Really neat album. You know, many years ago, actually in 1999, on a trip to England, I found this box set there, and this is all of their various blues albums. They have 6 of them that were put together, and it's the complete Blue Horizon sessions, which is who they were, you know, recording their blues stuff for. 34 pounds back in 1999. Don't know if that's a really good price or not. So, you know, just look at that. There they got some of the great bluesmen with them. Again, super big students, so I'm not going to go through all of these. Here's the one that's always kind of hard to find in vinyl. But nice box set. It really goes through an exhaustive look at their blues material. So, fun stuff. Always fun to find things, and you know, when I travel, I always have to get the family to go, hey, can Dad look at a record store? So I picked that up. So nice Fleetwood Mac if you like the blues. How about this one from NXS, Shabu Shuba. This was their third album. This one came out in 1982. You know, Michael Hutchinson, he just had that classic rock god kind of feel to him. And then you have the 3 Ferris brothers, again out of Australia, and so they, you know, did the music. This one was their first international. The first album they released internationally, and they had the hit song "The Only One," which was really big and popular. It was the first NXS song that I ever remember. Came out in '82. Very much a new wave album. I mean, they called themselves the Ferris Brothers at the start, 3 Ferris Brothers, but they were touring with Midnight Oil. This was in 1977, and Midnight Oil goes, man, you guys got to change your name. This is no good. So they thought about it. Midnight Oil was helping them, and so they thought about the group XTC, and then there was an Australian jam called IXL. They kind of liked how that went, so they called themselves NXS. Isn't that just something fun? Again, a very much new wave feel to this. Michael Hutchinson comes, you know, he has just like a Jim Morrison type voice, you could say. Tragic ending, like Jim Morrison also. So, neat pickup. Final one. I bought the Byrds, Tambourine Man. This was from the Barnes & Noble. I've had it in CD for many years. I finally picked up this, the very first Byrds. You know, I like the Byrds. It's just it wasn't from my era where I really was picking up music. So I have a box set and a number of their stuff on. But this was just a great listen. Really nice pressing of it. Sounds great. A lot of fun. Tootin', I got a Byrds. So Tootin' Van Man, there you go. I showed the Byrds on my channel. Just want you to know I didn't show a female this week, but so it was a great pickup. I enjoyed that. And that's what we got for the week. I have a lot more just waiting to show. Picked up some new reggae. I want to really thank Doug from Fat City Vinyl for helping me on this reggae, telling me what's kind of good, what's not. Some guy got a collection. I mean, just amazing. I mean, they're expensive reggae albums. Like, God, are they really worth that much? And Doug's helped me out, so cheers to you, Doug. Thank you. That's all we got for this week. I'm off and running again. In a couple weeks, I'll be in Dallas area and already kind of planning to meet up with some people down in Dallas. So I'm really looking forward to it. If you're down there, let me know. But otherwise, Chris and Andre, really looking forward to this. Should be a good time. That's the end of the month. So have a wonderful week. Thanks for dropping by. Kat says hi, and he appreciates all of your support. Bye.